Okay, let's see if this works. Doesn't look like it so far. Oh, okay. Alrighty. Um, yeah, okay. Things seem to be working, I believe. I'm gonna wait for a little bit just to make sure you guys are seeing everything. Uh, yeah, I'm new. YouTube apparently has kind of switched up its streaming content, or like the way it streams, as far as things go. Um, so yeah, I do apologize for that. I don't know why the stream health is in the yellow. I would think it would be in the green. Um, feel free to, give me any feedback if the sound is weird or any other thing that's a problem. Hmm. Yeah, apparently just YouTube doesn't like me right now. Apparently. I don't know why. But let's see if this works. Maybe if I, you know, go off a still an image that isn't still, it'll, decide to work properly. Come on, YouTube, work with me here. Apparently it doesn't want to. Despite my speed being fine according to every speed test I've done. It's kind of funny because I upgraded my internet just for this purpose, and yet for some reason apparently somebody doesn't like me, and here we are now. So, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna try to do the best I can, and if it really sucks that bad, then I guess just watch the archive or something. Uh, no, I don't want to halt potentially inappropriate language. I swear YouTube wants you to be the Gestapo of, you know, of your chat. Like they want you to monitor your chat, and it's a little creepy, to be honest. Yeah, okay, let's see. Alright, what's my upload? My upload apparently is crap right now for some reason. Oh, wait, no, there it goes. Okay, 1.42, 1.30. Okay, I still have enough to stream, so yeah, I don't know. I guess YouTube's just having a fit. Anyway, I apologize, and I'll get on with the show. Yeah, this is my attempt at a live version of my full moon news show. And, yeah, okay. So, I have some notes just in case. But I'll also be doing some gameplay just to keep you guys entertained. Let me know if the volume's iffy. Sounds a little too loud for me. I'll just turn it down on my mic though. You guys hear any game volume at all, or is it just me? I might have freaking switched the volume or something. Because now I'm not hearing anything at all. The good thing about this origami game is at least like it doesn't really mess with you too much if you've already played it, so I figured it was a decent enough game to play in the background. It also speaks in like gibberish speak, so it doesn't matter. But I'll let you watch the cutscene just for the sake of enjoying it a little bit. Alrighty, so yeah, I guess this is a kind of weeb game, being that it's sort of about a ninja type creature. But I tried not to go too weeb on you guys. Actually, that might be Japanese, although it seems a bit off. Nah, it's not Japanese. Never mind. I mean, they say origami, but that's not real Japanese. So. And it sounds like they're trying to speak Japanese, but like also mixing it with gibberish, so whatever. Similar to Okami, if you guys have watched my Let's Play for that. You actually have a character that looks like her, although shorter hair. It's kind of funny. Alrighty, so, now for the reason we're here, which is the whole full moon news thing. And, the past few months have been quite interesting as far as the news goes. Yeah, I don't get what is up with the stream. I'm kind of thinking of starting and stopping and restarting it, because it's just, it makes no sense why it's breaking up the way it is. So, give me a few minutes here, or a minute. Okay, there's that. Yeah, I wish I knew why YouTube was like, just decided to have a fit in the middle of the stream. And I can't quit, whatchamacallit. Steam, because that's how you run the game. So that won't work. Oh, okay. Cool. So refreshing the page helps. Good to. Oh, now I'm back in the yellow. All right, cool. So I guess pretty much getting rid of anything that could have any online feed is to everyone's advantage. Because, yeah, I check my connection and it's fine. So it's just something else decided to be iffy. Anyway, moving right along. Hopefully this won't be horrible. So, anyway. Granted it happened in April, but I do kind of feel the need to talk about the entire mess that was the game called Anthem. For those of you who don't know, it was kind of, how do I put this gently? It was a Destiny clone. And it was such a Destiny clone, by the way, to the point in which the people around the office who were producing the game were quite literally not allowed to use the word Destiny. They were actively discouraged from saying Destiny or looter shooter or anything like that. So it was that bad. And also that the management changed, what was it, 3 times? They had no active management on the game at all. Yeah, it was a total mess. They had no active management. They had no, they weren't allowed to talk about games that were like oops, okay, I thought I could, never mind. They weren't allowed to talk about games that were like them, like Destiny, or even, I think Fortnite was in there as far as one of the forbidden words. They literally had a list of words that they weren't allowed to say in the BioWare team offices, which, that's bad enough. When you're not allowed to say, hey, maybe this game is too much like insert game here. That's a bad piece of leadership, in my personal opinion. That's not a good idea to do that, because it just messes up your whole flow. If you say, oh, you're not allowed to say Destiny. Well, what if your game is like Destiny? Which it obviously was for anybody that even saw the trailer of Anthem. It obviously looked like Destiny. And then after that, you got to see the game had flying in it. And at first it was oh yeah, the game's centered around flying. And then the team took out flying because they couldn't make it work in the engine, because what happened is that EA, the company that owns BioWare, decided, no, you have to use this specific engine, which was not meant to be used for shooters. They made people use I forget what the engine was. It wasn't the CryEngine, but it was something similar to it, I believe. But so they basically were limited to a specific engine, and they had to use that engine, and to the point in which they had to hack their own game to work out the problems with the engine. When you have to hack your own stuff, that's a bad sign. And, you know, while I do have ideological differences with Randy Pitchford, I'm sorry, not Randy Pitchford, his name's on my mind because there's a bunch of news regarding him, but I'll get to that later. While I do have ideological differences with Jason Schreier, the guy who made this article about Anthem, he actually did do a great bit of games journalism, and I give him full credit for that. It's just that he and I like don't really see eye to eye on some of the more ideological things about gaming. Like, you know, he's one of the types that call gamers sexist every other word. So, you know, I kind of get bored with that crap. But he actually did a great bit of journalism, and I'll link it in the description of this video, along with any other links I think of. So, yeah. Oh, crap. I didn't see him. Okay. Apparently I'm not good at stealthing. Good to know. Hi, Gran, and thanks. But okay, so anyway, so Anthem was just a mess. They had no management team. People kept going in and out all over the place. They weren't allowed to mention certain words. It was just, I mean, oh, also, Anthem, this is interesting. Anthem was not meant to be called Anthem. Anthem was meant to be called Beyond. Because the game has you going beyond like this big wall. So it was meant to be called Beyond, but because of licensing stuff, they weren't allowed to call it that. So they're like, oh, well, we can't call it that. Oh, what are we going to call it? Well, we'll call it Anthem. Well, what does that mean? Figure it out. So, yeah, they kind of got screwed just on the game's title alone. And, you know, I really feel for the people that worked on that game. I mean, I don't even want to imagine what it's like to work on a game that you don't even have the title down. Oh, and not only that, they didn't have the title down right. And then there was it was even to the point where when the demo for Anthem came out at E3, or rather when the trailer came out at E3, there were literally people on the development team who were like, oh, that's what we're making. Okay. Like, they literally had no idea what was going on. People on the team for the game had no idea what was going on, let alone anyone else. I mean, so this was just a failure of management of epic proportions. Oh, and not only that, but a lot of the good people at BioWare, and I really have to stress this is not the BioWare of old. This is not the BioWare that made Knights of the Old Republic. This is not the BioWare that made Dragon Age Origins. Jade Empire, like, there was another one I can't think of. Oh, Baldur's Gate. Like, all those people that worked on those great titles, gone. They left. They're off developing their own studio right now. Like, a lead writer, a concept artist, a director, like, they're all gone. They all decided to leave because I guess they saw the writing on the wall. So, yeah, they're all gone. So, the BioWare of old is dead. And has been dead for quite a while, in my opinion. I think BioWare died around the time of Dragon Age Inquisition, which was... I love Dragon Age, and I even liked Inquisition, despite a lot of other people, they didn't like it, but I kind of liked Inquisition. It was okay. But I did notice it had some mess in it, like rewriting Kunari lore pissed me off. You know, stuff like that. So, yeah, it had some issues, and I think that's where BioWare has gone wrong. They're kind of like rewriting things that don't need to be rewritten. Whoa, crap. Okay, I'm dead. Yeah. I didn't see that guy at all. He kind of... he kind of went in with the scenery. Alright. Anyway, so yeah, that BioWare's gone. They're dead and gone. Which is sad. But I'm hoping whatever new studio these people create, the ones that left, I'm hoping it'll be something interesting. Okay, so, Anthem was a mess, and there's an article to give you way more details that I really care to give at this point. So, next up, we have everybody's favorite liar of the games industry, Randy Pitchford. And if you don't know, Randy Pitchford is the guy who was mostly behind the Aliens Colonial Marines debacle. It basically lied to people's faces and was like, yeah, Alien Colonial Marines, it's going to be great, and, it'll be fine, and just, oh, God, that game was so awful, it deserves its own freaking, there's plenty of videos on YouTube just saying how god-awful it is. And to this day, too. It's not like, the PC port of Batman Arkham Knight, which I know a lot of people like to bring up, like, oh, hey, Batman Arkham Knight, that was a horrible port. Yeah, it was, but at least that got fixed. Aliens Colonial Marines, on the other hand, has not and probably will not be fixed. So, now that you have some background on Randy Pitchford, Randy Pitchford... again, as I said, first there's the Colonial Marines thing. And then, after that, even before his current drama, apparently there was some issues with him having a hard drive, or not a hard drive, but a flash drive, apparently, that had some child porn on it. Okay, yeah, I didn't say I was good at this game, by the way. Apparently my bad eyes are messing with me. Oh, well. But, yeah, so anyway, Randy Pitchford got a flash drive found, wherein the flash drive apparently... I'm not sure if it had hentai with child porn, or, like, real life with child porn. Although the only response he had is, no, the girls were legal. So he didn't deny that there was porn on it or child porn or anything. All he said was, no, the girls were legal, which makes me think it wasn't hentai. It was probably real life porn. Which, I don't care what you do in your off time, to be honest. But it's still just a touch odd that you would have that on a hard drive. But, okay, whatever, dude. You do you. I would think hentai would be a bit more forgivable, because at least it's not like a real person being exploited. But, okay. But the more current news surrounding Mr. Pitchford is that he and his company are releasing Borderlands 3. And full disclosure, I have no interest in the Borderlands series. Like, not at all. Don't care. I'm bad at shooters. I'm not exactly great at most games, as you can probably tell from my channel history. But, yeah. Borderlands, not my thing. But the fun part of it is that apparently he has committed a good amount of fraud in relation to this series. Like, for example, he went on stage and literally said there will be no microtransaction nonsense in Borderlands 3. Only for about, I think, 2 days later, it came out to say, yeah, there will be microtransactions in Borderlands 3. And I know people go, well, yeah, but it's just cosmetic. They're just cosmetic microtransactions. It's okay. Like, which I guess is a fair enough argument. But see, my point with the whole, just cosmetic argument is that I think, like, yeah, that's where it starts. They start off doing the quote unquote just cosmetic thing. It's kind of like baiting and fishing sort of thing. Wow, I got an A rank even though I sucked at that. Okay, cool. And I'm still yellow, so I assume this is still going somewhat okay. I don't know anymore. Just kill me now. I don't know why I decided this was a good idea. I apologize. Anyway, what was it? Okay. Oh yeah, Randy Pitchford. Okay. So anyway, I think the whole cosmetic microtransaction thing it's like bait. Okay, you're baiting people. You're like, okay, let's see how much the audience will handle. Oh, they'll handle cosmetic microtransactions? Okay. Well, let's see maybe like a +1 to armor type microtransaction. Oh, okay. They'll take that. All right. Let's see. Like what else will it's like they gradually up the ante. I'll let you watch the cutscene if you want. I don't think the voice acting is like very convincing here, to be honest. I mean, I like this game and all, but like just one word and for wait, what? I mean, I would think there would be more shock in his voice. Like everything's very monotone. There's no emotion in any of the voices. I know it's gibberish, but still. At least she laughed. I guess that's some emotion, but it's still like there's no real like great voice acting in this to be had. And again, I know it's gibberish, but still, I just find that funny. But okay, so where was I? All right, so okay, so Randy Pitchford, microtransactions. Okay, so first he said, oh no, there's not gonna be microtransactions Borderlands 3. Then it turns out there's gonna be cosmetic microtransactions in Borderlands 3. Okay, fine, whatever. I guess again, I'm not really invested, so I don't care too much. But the more drama related thing about Randy Pitchford comes in with a voice actor from Borderlands 3, or, well, Borderlands, the series 1 and 2, I believe. I'm not sure about the pre sequel. Because, again, I'm not super into the series, so I could be wrong about that one. So there's a voice actor by the name of Paul. I'm not sure if it's Edding or Eating, but apparently He voices Claptrap, this little robot that kind of follows you around, makes witty quips and crap. You know, cool, whatever. Yeah, he seems he's like a very, you love him or hate him type character, or so it seems anyway. And so, what happens is, or what allegedly happened, I have to say that for legal reasons, what allegedly happened is that Randy Pitchford did not pay this voice actor for any of his roles in voicing Claptrap. And the actor said, I'll come back to the role, in Borderlands 3 if you give me fair pay plus the royalties from, Borderlands 1 and 2. Which seems kind of a fair idea, at least to me. I mean, I don't know. It seems fair enough. Ah, crap. I thought I could sneak past them. Oh, well. But yeah, that seems fair enough to demand royalties or, ask for royalties for your work. Because, and if you don't know a lot about the game industry, you should know that voice actors are not treated well at all in the gaming industry. They're barely paid. I'm not sure if unions are quite the right answer, because that carries some of its own weirdness, and I'm not entirely sure on that one. I think it might prevent some of this. How do I put it? I think it might prevent a lot of this exploitation, I guess is the best word to use. I think it would prevent a lot of that from going on. Because there's a lot of exploitation of voice actors, programmers, also, there's also been a lot of drama about crunch time as far as programmers and designers are concerned. So I think a union of sorts might prevent that. However, I also understand that there might be some problems with unionizing. I'm not entirely sure what those would be, but I'm sure someone more informed about unions could tell me if they would ever deign to watch my crappy videos. So, yeah. My favorite game. Okay, since I got a request from someone, tell us about your favorite game. My favorite game, that's a toughie. What is my favorite game? That's kind of a convoluted question, come to think of it. My favorite games end up being things like, Okami is a very good game. I love Okami, even though I haven't finished the PC version yet, which I will do on my Let's Play, I promise, eventually. Let's see what. Okay, Final Fantasy IX is definitely up there amongst my favorite games. I love Final Fantasy IX. That's definitely one of my favorite RPGs. Ah, crap, I'm screwed. Yeah, I know, I'm dead. Whee! Yeah, apparently stealth games, as much as I love them, I'm not very good at them. That's kind of the fun of doing this whole thing live, is that, you guys get to see me be kind of shitty at games sometimes. Oh, YouTube's gonna get me. Well, this video had no chance of monetization anyway, so I can say what I want. Let's see, what else? Favorite game. Final Fantasy IX's up there. There's a game called Sugunai that is actually in a series I'm working on. That it's a great role playing game, but pretty much almost no one's heard of it. Whoops. I didn't notice him. There's also a role-playing game, a role-playing game series I really like called Artanelico, which is a Japanese role-playing game series that it kind of mixes. It's an odd game because it mixes kind of like computer programming language and magic. Like if you look at the song list, like the songs are like exec dash method dash metaphorica and stuff like that. Like it's very they use very strange linguistics in that game for the songs and the made up language in the game. So that's definitely one of my favorites. Although Artanelico 3 is a bit like I don't really like any of the heroines in that game too much. They're kind of boring in my opinion, but that's just me. Let's see. Yeah, I have a hard time picking just one game that I really like. But anyway, back to the news. Sorry, I figured, being live, I should filter some requests. Where was I? Oh, right. Paul Eating and his wanting to be compensated for his work. So he wanted to be compensated. Fair enough. And Randy Pitchford basically gave him the equivalent of, yeah, fuck you, I'm not doing that. And Paul Eating said, oh, well, alright then, fine, you don't have to. And then went on Twitter and decided, okay, you're not going to compensate me. Well, I'm going to tell people that you physically assaulted me outside a hotel. And whether that's true or not, I have no idea. I mean, I kind of wonder if, like, it is true and he was saving it, or it isn't true and he's just using it as some sort of social ammunition. Yeah. I keep missing these guys. I keep blending into the freaking lighting. Oh, I can go up there. Okay. That'll work. So yeah, like, I again, it's all alleged, and I don't only say that for legal reasons, although that is a big part of it, but it's also because it's like you kind of have to wonder with some of these types. It's like, really? Or, is it just you're saying that just because? Like, I do have to wonder a little bit. Like, is it true? Is it not true? It's all very suspect, in my opinion, from both sides. I mean, Randy Pitchford's a known liar. So I'm kind of more inclined to believe the voice actor. More so because I know what it's like to be, I mean, even though I'm quite amateur at it, I know what it's like to be kind of a contracted artist and voice actor, so I know that sometimes your bosses will screw you over on things and they'll be like, yeah, I'll totally pay you, and then nothing happens. So, I do know what that's like. So from that end, I kind of get where the guy's coming from. But from the other end, I also know that people like to make things up. So it's just really hard for me to know, like, who's right and who's not. I don't know. And I'm not going to pretend that I do know, because it would be bad. And wow, I should have called this an origami noob plays origami. This is not going well at all. I apologize. It's kind of hard to kind of read from notes and play a stealth game. I did not think this through properly. I should have just played a shooter or something. I don't know what in the world I was thinking, and I humbly apologize. I truly do. Okay, Ready Player One. Alright, that's an interesting question. You know what? Ready Player One, I think, could have been done well in the right hands, but to be quite honest, I think it was more of a. Trying to think of it. Kind of seemed like a big cash grab to me. Like, hey gamers, look at us, look at us. Yeah, we're gonna be gamers. We're gonna be hip with gaming culture. Yay! And yes, Origami and Tenshu do have a lot of similarities, and I also love Tenshu. So I get what you're saying, Fessor. I surely do. But I still think it's a decent game. It's just, yeah, it's not Tenshu. Tenshu was good, though. I did love me some Tenshu. I think I have Tenshu somewhere in my collection. I mean, I'd have to use my emulator for it, but I do have Tenshu. I forget which one. I think it's like Deadly Shadows. No, wait, that's Thief. I forget. I don't know. It's the one Tenshu. The Tenshu I have is the one where you have like the main guy, and then you got like the female ninja in some of the missions, and I can't remember her name. But yeah, I see your point. But yeah, I think Ready Player One as a concept could have been done in good hands, but as it stands, it wasn't something that really impressed me too much. It kind of bored me, but it's not bad. I think it just could have been done better. There we go. No, he's not. He is not doing alright at all. Nah, Kubo nuts. I always wonder where these guys come from. Like, they come from the other side of the map, like, faster than I can even move or see. This is BS. Here, I'm gonna start on the other side of the map. Screw this. Alright, so where was supposed to be covering the news? Any news stories you guys are interested in? And no, I don't think I can read while playing a shooter. You're right. It just came out of my mouth. But no, I probably wouldn't do very well reading and playing a shooter. That'd probably be way harder. I mean, that was kind of more. That's why I picked this game, because at least it would be easier to kind of keep track of what I was saying and play it. Playing a shooter and doing this would probably be way harder. So, okay. So, anyway. Oh, yeah, voice actors. Voice actors not being compensated and needing a union. Oh, while we're on the subject, and, as far as that leads me into my other news story, which is that lately we've been hearing a lot about crunch or crunch time or whatever you want to call it. I mean, granted, this is a bit old, but you know, you have these companies like Rockstar that outright bragged about, oh, our employees are working 10 and 12-hour days on crunch time. It's like, dude, that's not something to brag about. Don't brag about that. That's not that's disgusting. You should not have your employees basically dying so you can make a video game. Like, I love video games, I really do, but I don't want people to die for it. I don't want people to sacrifice their mental well-being for it. Like, that's just wrong. I don't want that. You know, and I don't get this. It seems to be a mostly American fascination, from what I can tell, because there's other developers like CD Projekt Red, like, they don't do this stuff. You know, you don't see, I mean, yeah, their games take a good while, but I would far prefer a game that takes a while to a game that, you know, oh, we're going to have a game that comes out every year, and our developers and coders and graphic artists and all that, they're going to have to work their asses off to do it. Like, that's, I would much rather you take your time on a good game that isn't bug riddled. I would much rather you take your time on some good QA, some good testing. I mean, as a gamer, that's what I would prefer. I don't know if I'm in the minority on that one, but I don't think I am. I think most of us would prefer a game that isn't bug riddled and that has some decent QA to it. I mean, what is there, 3 or 4 of you in the stream? Yeah, what do you guys think? You know, feel free to tell me. That's cool. Got you. Still probably gonna die. And dead. I hate those. Was that a lightsaber? Oh, come on. That was a lightsaber. Dude. That was such a lightsaber. But, okay. So, yeah, I really don't like the whole, what's the word I'm looking for? The kind of the fetishization of crunch. I don't think that's healthy. And I think we as a culture, both in gaming and in American culture in general, or Western culture, however you want to put it, I think that needs to stop. I don't think that's something we should be prioritizing or praising. I think it's bad as mental health goes. I think it's bad as even product development goes. Because, I mean, and even Anthem that I was talking about earlier, tons of crunch, tons of crap going on with Anthem like that. Just, you know, that was the other thing about Anthem, is that it had, they had a phrase in their office, and they called it BioWare magic, wherein basically that meant is that, oh, we can screw up and mess up and, you know, but the BioWare magic will save us all in the end. Because that's what happened with Dragon Age Inquisition, supposedly. Which, that's an arguable idea. I don't think Dragon Age Inquisition was good enough to call anything magical about it. I mean, they rewrote the lore, the blah. Okay, anyway. So, yeah, that was not BioWare magic by any stretch of the imagination. And just having that as an idea, I mean, come on, don't do that to your workforce. I mean, really, BioWare, you're going to just do that to people? Just, yeah, everything will be fine because magic. Yeah, sorry, my throat creaked. Ugh. Still getting over a cold. Whoopsie. I didn't think he'd see me. I guess I should have crouched. But, okay, so, yeah, BioWare magic. Yeah, okay, sure. Just no. It's stupid and wrong and horrible to do. And Rockstar outright bragging about their crunch time was disgusting. And I think crunch in general is just disgusting. Like, you shouldn't do that to people. I realize sometimes things have to get done. I get that. I mean, I don't run a business or anything, but I get that sometimes, things just gotta get done. I don't have a job or anything, but even I'm not naive enough to think, oh, yeah, no, things don't need to be done. I know things have to be done. But it just... I mean, okay, with the Anthem thing, right, there were people, like, in closets crying and freaking out and, like, having panic attacks and stuff. Like, that's on a whole other level. I mean, really? That you stretch your workers to that point? Although there's also another side of me that thinks, there are people, it seems, that, like, they don't expect any responsibility to be thrust on them. They don't expect any adversity to be thrust on them. So I kind of blame that as well as the companies, because I think there's a mixture going on here. So, yeah, okay, let's see, what else did I have? Yes, okay, the Epic Store. That's right, I almost forgot about their asses. Speaking of insanity, and just, I don't know what to even call this, the Epic Store has just, wow. For those of you who don't know, the Epic Store, Epic Games, are the producers of Fortnite, and I imagine anybody that knows anything about games knows about Fortnite. So, okay, Fortnite exists. It's a thing. Somewhat unfortunately. Sorry, not a big fan. But, that's just me. Anyway, so Epic Games decided, hey, we're gonna run a storefront. Okay, cool. And we're gonna be Steam's big competitor. Okay, cool. Fair enough, I'm all for competition. And how are they going to do this, you might ask? Well, we're going to have lots of exclusives in order to compete with Steam. Like, that was their answer. We're gonna get tons of exclusives and compete with Steam. Well, alright, that's fine on paper and all, but, see, the problem with the Epic Store is that it's not much of a freaking store. Like, it doesn't have anything a store would have. Like, it doesn't have a shopping cart. There's no shopping cart. It's a store. That's like asking me to go to freaking Safeway. I assume most people in this country have Safeway. That's like asking me to go to Safeway, or whatever the local equivalent to you is, And, you know, oh, hey, just carry all your items to the cashier in your arms. That'll be fine. Like, what? Why? What? Like, no shopping cart. Just screw you, apparently. Speaking of screw you. I was doing good, too. Oh. But yeah, no shopping cart. Just no. That's the fact that really got me. Like, there were some other things too. Like, oh, there's no chat. Okay, chat can come later. I kind of get there being no chat. It's stupid, but okay. You know, that's not a big thing. But no shopping cart? You're a store. What in living hell is wrong with you? You're a store, and there's no shopping cart. And then, like, let's see. Okay, no shopping cart, no chat. Yeah, it just. I don't even know how to even put it. It's just. It's too stupid for words. I mean, even, like, sites that sell gaming keys have a shopping cart, like G2A, Kingwin, you know, various sites like that. Even they have a shopping cart. Yet these morons who have a bunch of money, I mean, they've made tons of money off Fortnite. They have to have enough for at least some decent programmers to program in a freaking shopping cart. I've seen YouTuber websites with a shopping cart. That's the part that really gets me, is like, you know, really? Come on, guys. This is just lazy. They have like a roadmap, because of course everybody and their brother has to have a freaking roadmap now. But yeah, that... And also the whole idea to me of exclusives and like, oh, we're just gonna have a bunch of exclusives on the Epic Store, yay! Like, talk about a console mentality. Like, do you not understand the PC market at all? I mean, yeah, okay, PC does have exclusive games, there's no doubt about that, but usually PC exclusive games are PC exclusives because they kind of have to be. Like, okay, let's take Civilization as an example. Civilization just wouldn't work on a console. There's too much mouse integration and too much other crap that would be annoying if you had it on console. It wouldn't work. Like, and pretty much any other RTS would be a similar idea, where, you know, it just wouldn't work if you tried to have it on console. You know, I remember someone else mentioning Arma 3 as an example of PC exclusive. Yeah, this is why I miss editing now. That Arma 3 has, what was it, like, there's like 5 ways or some stupid amount for your character to sit. You have to have like this insane, you need a keyboard for that amount of functionality. There's no way you're gonna get that on a controller. It's just not gonna happen. So, you know, some games do indeed need to be PC exclusive, and I understand that. However, as far as the Epic Store goes, I don't see the point of exclusivity on their storefront. It's just, oh, hey, look, we're exclusive. Look at us. Like, I don't think you should be competition based on your exclusives. I think that you should be competition based on the better software or the better user experience. Like, and as far as that goes right now, Steam has the better user experience. Steam has chat. Steam has a shopping cart. Steam has sales up the wazoo. Oh, and while we're on the subject of sales, this is fun. The Epic Store recently tried to have a sale, and it didn't go well. The best part being that they decided to have a sale that none of the developers that were on the Epic Store could opt out of. So it's like, we're going to have a sale and you have to be part of it. And they decided we're also going to sell games that haven't released yet. They tried to sell Borderlands 3, which, yeah, that's gonna be an Epic Store exclusive, because, you know, greed, I guess, because Randy Pitchford, greed, blah, 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 whatever, I don't know. Yeah, so they decided, oh, we're gonna be an Epic Store exclusive on Borderlands 3, alright, fine. Yeah, okay. But apparently they accidentally sold it before it was released and then freaked out and, like, deleted accounts. Oh, and there's another thing, too, where that's just been reported recently, where if you buy too many games, I guess too quickly, and this is kind of unverified right now, but it seems to be the case, where if you buy too many games too quickly, that your account on the Epic Store will be banned. Which, nice job, guys. Like, I would like to know who decides what's too quick. Like, is it if you buy, like, 2 games in an hour, 3 games in an hour, like, how many games do you have to buy before, like, some sort of alarm goes off? And also, I don't get it. As long as, like, the payment goes through, what do they care? I mean, I've never seen a storefront do that. Usually it's the credit card companies. They kind of go, what the hell? I mean, I've never seen a storefront do anything close to that. But that's just me. Then again, I am somewhat sheltered, so fair enough. And yes, this game is violent. Hey, at least it's not Mortal Kombat. I'm not showing you Mortal Kombat 11 or anything. Calm down. Not that I own Mortal Kombat 11, but, you know, just saying. At least I'm not showing that. Come here. Nah, damn, I thought I'd get away with that. Oh, come on, you didn't see anything, you loser. Fine. There. I should have just played Dark Souls and been bad at that at this rate. Sheesh. I didn't know this was gonna go so badly. I apologize. I guess I should have, like, trained a little bit before I decided to do this on a stream. But, yeah, okay. So, anyway, moving right along. Epic Store, big fail. All they have is exclusives, similar to the console market, which is, you know, I mean, they're trying. You know, Sony and Microsoft seem to be teaming up. I'm not really sure what's going on there, nor do I really care that much because I admit I've become more of a PC gamer over time. I just don't really care too much about consoles anymore. I kind of got bored with it, although if I was going to pick one, I'd pick the PlayStation just because I prefer its games. Nah, I forgot the run button. Thank you, Steve. But, yeah, okay, so, yeah, you know, Sony and Microsoft teaming up cool. See, the only console I'm kind of okay with is Nintendo, because at least with Nintendo, they usually have hardware that, while graphically is really behind the times, at least they do something different with it. Like, okay, when the Wii came out, they had the motion controls and like the little Wii Fit board thingamabobber. Like, they had that stuff, and that was interesting. So, like, at least they had that. That was cool. Uh, Wii U, that was just, honestly, that was pretty terrible. And I didn't like the Wii U at all. It was just, it just felt extremely unnecessary in many, many ways. And I'm pissed that Fatal Frame has gone to Nintendo, to be honest. Because Fatal Frame is a good horror series, and I liked it being, well, honestly, I'd want it on the PC, but at least on the PlayStation, you know, it was a bit more consistent. But then it was like, oh, Fatal Frame 1 through 3, PlayStation. 4, 5, and, wait, 4 and 5. Yeah, I think 4 and 5. I don't think there's a 6 yet. But yeah, no, now that's on Nintendo for some odd reason. Fatal Frame, I guess, bought them out. Which is weird because I think Fatal Frame is owned by Koei. No, wait, Tecmo, which is now Tecmo Koei. Don't ask me. That was just a random tirade. Anyway, never mind. Sorry about that. So, where were we? All right, so the Epic Games Store is an epic fail, as they would say. And I think, you know, very much has that lame console mentality that has not done very well for the consoles. I mean, honestly, I think what keeps consoles afloat, a lot of what keeps consoles afloat is mythology, you know, things like, oh, you know, a PC's too hard to build or it's too expensive to build. Yeah, that keeps consoles afloat, as well as the idea of the exclusives. I think those are the two things that keep consoles alive as of right now, is exclusivity and the ease of use myth, which indeed is a myth because PCs are plenty easy to use. Just plug it in, it's fine. It's not that hard, really, I promise. Hell, even building one isn't that hard. I built this one. It's not hard, and I am not smart, as you've probably seen from this gameplay and, you know, my other videos. I am not the smartest person. There we go. Bow to the origami. Bow to the Suki. Wahaha. Wait, are there two of them? Where the hell? I should have killed that guy. Oh well. Now that Fezzer said this is like Tenshu, I can't get it out of my head. I'm gonna hurt him later. But, okay, so after the Epic Games Store fail, we have our last piece of news, which is more on the industry side of things. And not very interesting in my mind, but I figured I'd cover it just, for the sake of, like I said, covering like the industry side of things. And that would be the ProJared mess. And if you're a YouTuber, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Or if you watch YouTube, you probably know what I'm talking about too. It's freaking sad. Honestly, it's drama for people who love drama. Like, it's perfect for people who love drama. If you get bored by it, then it's a snooze fest. But if you love drama, then woohoo! Okay, so there's this guy named ProJared. And he was a gaming YouTuber back in the day, like a long time ago, like what, 2010? I don't know. It was a long time ago. Like his relevancy just declined really quickly, and he just not much substance to the guy. But the interesting part is that I'm not sure whether this was to get attention on himself or not, but if it was, it certainly worked. That he decided to break up with his wife, and when I say break up, I mean divorce. He decided to divorce his wife on Twitter. This is gonna be the new thing. We're just gonna like do all our relationship crap on Twitter now. Just, hi, I'm breaking up with you, love so and so. Oh, and yeah, Nintendo Switch is fine. I like Nintendo Switch, which is actually part of my point before I kind of, I'd forgotten it. That at least Nintendo usually has a hardware, like they usually do something decent with the hardware. Like they had the Wii, they had the motion controls, they had the Wii Fit board, the Nintendo Switch is like a portable and home console. Even though it's graphically behind the times, at least it's still interesting. So I'm fine with Nintendo. Nintendo and I, the only thing the biggest problem I have with Nintendo is that their copyright, like most Japanese companies, is freaking draconian as all hell. Ooh, birdie. Yeah, I'm a dork. But yeah, like, Nintendo and I generally don't have a problem except for their copyright stuff. Like, their copyright is just freaking insane. Like, they had the Nintendo Creators Club for a while, and it was just just barf. And Japanese companies in general are like this. Like I've made AMVs, as some of you who might know my channel a bit more will know, is that I've made AMVs, and pretty much all of them will get claimed by some Japanese record company, because God forbid I do anything ever. And then I try to explain fair use to them, and they're like, what? Like, fair use apparently isn't, it's not a thing in Japan. I didn't do it fast enough. But yeah, fair use is not a legal thing in Japan. And thus, when you try to say, no, this is fair use, they will often kind of try to quote the, like, the legal definition of it at you. Like, they'll try to be very literal about it, which doesn't work, but, you know, okay, fine. What the hell? I hit the button. Nah. Stop falling, you stupid ninja. Origami. I guess it's not a ninja, it's an origami, whatever. Stop falling. Alright. Definitely won't fall this time. I feel like I'm DSP gaming, where it's like Suki plays games badly. Like, that's gonna be my whole rep on YouTube now. But at least unlike DSP, I'm not gonna masturbate on camera. Oh, this is demonetized for sure. Well, but it's already been demonetized. No one pays attention to me. But yeah, I'm definitely in trouble. I'm probably gonna get like some community guidelines strike for even saying that crap. There we go. Huh, I didn't even have to go though. I didn't even have to hit the other one. Coolies. Where do I go? Oh, up here. Whee! Oh, he has a bird, and they're kind of goofy, so, you know, fair enough. Why was there a bird, like, just mid-battle? What the hell? Like, why was it even there? Like, wouldn't it have been far away once, like, one person started fighting? Let alone, like, a whole army of people like that? Just a thought. Alright then. Okay, so back to the news, since I figured I'd let you guys watch the cutscene. Back to news. So, okay, ProJared breaks up with his wife on Twitter. Drama whores eat it up. He's somewhat relevant again. But where the story really picks up is that his wife, who, by the way, Jared blocked on Twitter, which is even better or worse depending on how you want to put it. You know, so blocks his wife on Twitter, then divorces her. Okay. So yeah, that happens, and then his wife goes, Oh, and by the way, we maybe had a polyamorous relationship, but he was soliciting photos from his fans who were confirmed to be underage. Which is like, whoa, okay, that's a million times worse than your divorce drama, to be quite honest. Like, I don't really give a crap about your marriage. I mean, that's between you two, but soliciting photos from underage minors, that's when you get into legal territory. And that's no bueno. That's a bad thing. Don't do that. Don't solicit photos from minors if you're ever going to be, you know what? Just don't solicit photos from minors. There is no if. Just don't do that. Especially if you're going to be in the public eye. But in general, don't do that. My personal rule is I don't really talk to anybody below drinking age. Although, that's more so because I find myself very difficult to entertain, intellectually speaking. So, yeah. That's just me, though. I'm weird, which is quite obvious by now, I'm sure. But yeah, and what's funny to me is that when everybody's covering this ProJared story, it feels like the whole soliciting photos from minors is like a side note, which I also kind of fault the people covering it for. It's like, oh, and by the way, he solicited photos from minors. Like, no, that should be the story. Like, that shouldn't be a by the way. That should be, oh, and hey, that should be the story. That's not an and, oh, yeah. That should be, like, the biggest story there is here. But apparently it's not, so here we are. And while we're on the topic of the risque photos, let's say, I will go with my closing story, and that is Twitch. Now, I'm not going to throw quote-unquote shade at Twitch entirely. I don't have a problem with Twitch, although I do wonder where the word shade comes from. I don't know why that's in our lexicon, but whatever. Anyway, Twitch and I, not really a problem. I would like to be on Twitch at some point. And I like Twitch as an idea. My problem with Twitch is that they seem to be a tad hypocritical. In that, yeah, that wasn't good. Twitch seems to be a tad hypocritical, in that, like, it feels like women that are partnered that break the TOS constantly. It's like, oh, I've been banned from Twitch. Oh, I'm back. And, like, there was this one girl, and I forget her name now, but she was suspended from Twitch for doing blackface. And I'm not saying blackface is a good thing, of course. I mean, it was the original idea of blackface was to mock and deride African Americans. So, that's not a good thing. The problem I have is that this person who did the makeup was Asian and had no clue at all about blackface. Like, she was from, I think, the Philippines or something. Anyway, she dressed up as Lifeline from Apex Legend. And since her skin was a bit too light to pull off that look, she was like, oh, I'm gonna make my skin darker because, it's not gonna work. My skin is too light to look like this character. So she used makeup and I guess foundation, I believe. I don't know much about makeup, as I'm sure you know by looking at me. So she used makeup to make her face look darker. And got suspended for, oh, you're being racist, and, all this. It's like, I don't think she was being racist, though. And the hypocrisy comes in with Twitch is that they'll suspend someone like that, yet there are other women who literally wear like super tight clothes and show their cleavage to the camera and show their butt to the camera. And no, that's fine. That's cool. Why? Because they're partnered with Twitch and they make us money, so we're cool with that. Even though it is explicitly against the Twitch terms of service. But no, we're not gonna. That's fine. We'll just be fine. So apparently, if I want to just go on Twitch and show my cleavage, that's not good. But if I get partnered and want to show my cleavage, then woohoo! But yeah. It's not something I'll ever understand, to be honest. You know what? And as an opinion part, because I can't really think of any other news, but as part of my opinion of this type of story, I don't understand these women. I don't understand women that go online and are like, I'm a gamer, look at me, and just show TNA constantly. It's like, hey, look at my chest, look at my ass, look at this. Just cut. Why? Just why? What is the point? I don't get it. I mean, I know guys like it, but other than that, I don't understand. Like, is that it? Just because it brings money? Like, is that the whole thing? Oh, it brings us money, so we'll let you do it. I mean, that's what it seems like. Is that Twitch just lets them do it because it brings them money. And I mean, I've seen other people that are, they're partnered, so they'll get suspended, but then they'll come back. So it doesn't mean anything. It never does. It's just, I will never understand it, I think. I just won't. But, yeah, that's really all I can think of to put in the news today. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and yeah, I'm probably going to be playing some Okami relatively soon. So I hope you guys enjoy that too. And I'll do my best to be on YouTube more. As you can maybe tell by the sound of my voice, I'm still getting over a bit of a cold or a flu or whatever it is. So, not fun for me. And, yeah, I guess that's where I'll end it. And I thank you all very much for watching. And I hope you enjoyed the stream. If not, that's cool too. Tell me where I need to improve. Again, I apologize. It's the first time I've done anything like this. So, yeah. Take care, everyone.